All right, here's how men can keep more than 50% of their assets in a California divorce. So I actually use this strategy. Basically, you got to get your wife to sign a divorce settlement agreement outside of court. Now, and that's because if you can get that, it supersedes all those 50-50 laws, lifetime alimony laws, basically slaughter the man divorce laws. So it supersedes, it allows you to get around it. And this is exactly what I did in my divorce. And my results were I had $280,000 in assets. I kept 100% of my assets. By the law, I would have needed to pay her 1 year and a quarter of alimony for a 2.5-year marriage. I paid her zero alimony. The only thing I had to pay her was one-time payment of $650 to get out. So yeah, getting this divorce settlement agreement outside of court is definitely the winning way. You save, you don't litigate, you don't go to court, you save on all those lawyer fees to do that. I did have a lawyer, more of an advisor plus file or form filler outer. But okay, here's the steps. So one, you the man need to be 100% sure that you want a divorce. And this is because women can sense weakness. They can smell when a man is not 100% confident. Think of like Finding Nemo in the scene where the sharks are like being nice to Nemo's dad and Dory, and like Sam Fisher, friends not food. And then Dory and Nemo's dad get into a fight, or like playing with a goggle or something, smacks Dory in the face. Dory starts to bleed, and then goes into the shark's nose, and he goes psycho and insane because he smelled blood. That's what happens when women can sense, uncertainty or not 100% confidence from the man. So you need to be 100% confident in doing this. So that's number one. Number two, you need to find divorce lawyers. Get the names of 20 and put them on a Google Doc. And here, how to find 20? Okay, here's how to do it. Step one, go to Google Maps, zoom in on like your zone, your city, your county, just type in divorce lawyer. A bunch of pins will pop up. Click on each pin, get their website, get their law practice's name, put it in the Google Doc. If there's not enough, zoom in, and actually if you type in divorce lawyer again and click enter again, more should pop up this time. The second thing, if you still haven't reached 20, then do the same thing, zoom out and do family law, and then click enter. Get all those people, zoom in again, family law again. Okay. And if you don't have that, go to Yelp, type in your city for the location, and then type in divorce lawyer, go through a list, record those, and then do it again for family law. Click enter, take those, put them on your Google Doc. So you should have 20 now. And then what you do is you call up the secretary, say, hey, consultation free or paid. If it's free, like half will be free, half will require payment. The ones I did, I think I did interviews with like 3 paid and 3 free and then like 1 paid. And then you basically you should have a list of questions of things you don't understand, questions about the divorce process, to ask all of them the same. So I think I did 4 interviews, or maybe I did 5 or 6, because I still have my notes. I do give my notes to my clients from my own divorce, and I tell them the lawyer I used, and I give them my list that I assembled during my divorce. So basically you're seeing like the answers I give, are they the same to what all the other divorce lawyers said? You're also seeing who gives you the most value on the phone calls, like who seems most willing to help you, who seems like they could be perfect for your situation, and also you can get their rates on this call. The divorce lawyer I went with, I did a second free consultation call with them and signed on with them at the end of the second free consultation call. Basically, I used the second one to like tie some loose ends in my brain, some extra questions I had after interviewing everyone. And a hack is, after your initial research, the one that you want to go with the most before interviewing everyone, put that interview last, because you're going to find like gaps at your interviews of things you have learned and maybe you forgot to ask. So your final interview with the person you actually want to go with you'll have the 5 interviews under your belt of what other people said, plus things you forgot to ask in these interviews, and you can wrap up that whole thought process with the family law practice that is most interesting to you, or you feel like could help you the most. Okay, then you got to file the divorce papers with them. Now, your wife doesn't know any of this is going on yet, but you're going to file the divorce papers. That's because it puts a temporary restraining order on everyone's assets, wife's assets, your assets, joint assets with both your names on it. aka no big moves can be made after this time. And again, your wife still is not knowing what's going on, but you do, and that's all that matters. Next is the talk, where you actually sit her down and you tell her, this is what I told my wife. Tell her, hey, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but the state government in our relationship has caused me a lot of stress because they can come in and take my businesses at any time, or like they could take businesses I start in the future at any time, and that's causing me a lot of stress. Yeah, I know the laws are messed up in this country, in this state, but that's just how it is. It's caused me a lot of stress. So I'm going to file the papers to get the state government out of our relationship, so that I can de-stress. You're still going to live here. I'm not kicking you out. Everything's still going to be the same, but I do need to get this done so I can de-stress. And in my case, my wife was, first thing she said was, you're screwing up my immigration stuff, which was true, but like I needed to do this divorce stuff. And then the second thing what she was asking was, are you gay? So expect some shame to come in. That lasted probably for the day, and then she went back to like her normal cold behavior after that. Her mom also called me up, asked me what was going on. You just gotta, I do recommend you talk to her parents, because if you don't, they're simply gonna assume the worst. But you just tell them, like, hey, the same thing you told your wife. Hey, the state government can come take my stuff. It's causing me a lot of stress. Yeah, I know the laws are bad. Yeah, it sucks, but I gotta get the state government out. Wife's still gonna live with me. We're still gonna live together. Everything's still gonna be the same. I'm not kicking her out at all. Everything will be the same. It'll be fine. And then after that, you serve her. You actually have to have a third-party process server serve her in California, aka you cannot do it, nor your divorce lawyer. When my wife got served, I was at the apartment because I wanted to see her reaction. And once she found out she was divorce papers, she was happy. She looked up. First thing she did, she looked up at me, smiled, and said, "I'm keeping your last name," which I didn't care. But what that meant was she felt that I was strong sperm, which is really good for the divorce settlement agreement step, aka the next step. Because if a woman feels you are strong sperm, she's much more likely to give you whatever you want and require low money, energy, attention, and time investment from you in this divorce process. So you serve her. You also have to like get all your assets together, assets, debts, credit card statements, bank statements. And that's all given to her, and your tax returns when she's served. And then she has to get all those same things to you within 30 days and file it with the court. And then you present her the divorce settlement agreement, aka what you want and you want to get out of the divorce and her to get out of the divorce. Most important thing is, for a man, you present your best offer to her first, and you never ever budge from it. If you budge from it even one penny, she'll just keep asking for more and more and more. Like the book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, that's how women are. And I know that's what happened with me negotiating my prenup with her. And so this time with the divorce settlement offer, I did negotiate. I presented it to her, and she accepted it, and we signed it, and it was over. I got everything I wanted.